It certainly puts the fun back in driving. You have to think about what you're doing. You have to plan your trip. Can I make it up that mountain? Can I get around the mountain? Is there going to be a plug on the other side? After a while, I really started to get interested in seeing some technological breakthroughs. Well, some of those breakthroughs may come from the people involved in our first contest.
Our first car at the line is the Solar Eagle 2 from Cal State University.
34 cars, 34 eager and hopeful teams line up in Arlington, Texas at the start of the 1993 race for electric cars powered just by sunlight. In pole position, Cal State Los Angeles, fastest qualifier and a top contender to finish first in Minneapolis 7 days from now. Dark solar panels, which make about enough electricity to run a hairdryer, cover the car's removable body shell. A couple of months earlier, I had visited the Cal State team for a closer look.
Can lean on this?
You lean in the middle of this tube where there's a member. That's fine.
Team captain and engineering student, Ricardo Espinoza, explained the controls.
Is that the brake?
Yeah. Okay. Turn
Watch out.
The rules allow limited battery capacity on board. That's what's powering the car right now. But once the race starts, battery charging is permitted only with the solar panels.
Can't go fast enough to crash it, I don't think. Although he looks like it's going fast.
The Cal State car is certainly fast, but the cars will need more than speed. Energy efficiency, reliability, and teamwork inside the chase vans are going to be just as important.
There's some eye thunder heads over there.
Oh, we lost power. Things just went down. Pull over the side. Over.
Just 2 hours into the race, Cal State LA's chase van detects a fault in the car and radios the driver to pull over.
We're 20 minutes ahead. No breakdowns.
Start the panel off.
Everything else? Get a fuse. We got a fuse now.
Always try the simple things first, but the fuse doesn't do it. This is getting serious. Out come the manuals. These cars are complex pieces of high technology developed over years, so Ricardo and his team have no idea if this is fixable. They'll try replacing the electronic black box that controls the motor, but while they're at work, their deadliest rivals sail by. First, the University of Michigan. Then Cal Poly, Pomona. At the midday stop, 80 miles from the start, Michigan rolls in first, followed within minutes by Pomona. All the way from Arlington, there's been full cloud cover, so everyone's had to run on batteries. Pomona's battery choice? Sears diehards.
Now that's interesting because there are batteries that are made for solar vehicles that are a little more complicated than that, right? And why do you use Sears diehard?
This time they're limiting the batteries and the solar cells to keep the cost down for most of the universities.
Universal choice for body shells is lightweight and relatively cheap composite materials.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Part of it?
The whole car is composite material.
So a large percentage of this car is just air, right?
Yeah, if you think
in
about it that way,
between these
exactly.
I was impressed with the car's technology, but I did feel its ease of use left something to be desired.
Take that out before the race. Huh?
To lean on any of these lips here.
Of course, it's deliberately designed for a small driver, to keep the car light. Total weight for car, driver, and batteries will be less than 800 pounds.
The canopy's right about here.
So I can't do this. So I see.
With the top of the car.
If with the top of the car on, yeah, I see this. So is that hooked? No, wait, you have to get your feet.
You got to get your feet up here under the pedals, and then hook up the seat, actually.
You really need a shorter person.
Yeah.
I can't get the second leg in. I could drive this, but I'd have to keep one foot on the ground, which is good for braking. Or is that the braking system? We didn't talk about it. We didn't talk about the braking system yet.
That's our third braking system.
As day one ends, everybody's still running on batteries. This is George Washington University, third place after Michigan and Pomona. And this is Stanford running fourth, but over an hour behind the top three, who are all within 9 minutes of one another. The overnight stop is Ada, Oklahoma, 160 miles from the start. The cars have been able to do that on batteries alone, but now they have to get some sun. Well, the sun was out in Ada, so the leaders had several hours to charge up after they arrived. And that's what the top teams expected.
We have a very good weather predicting capability, and if the weather changes a lot, we can deal with that better than other teams.
To get maximum sunlight from today's conditions, it was worth using precious battery power to get here fast.
We went from cloudy to rain to sun to rain to sun. And when you have all that changing, you really got to be on top of things.
For top speed, the cars can use solar power and batteries together. Tomorrow, that should be possible.
The preliminary reports that we had a day ago said that the weather would improve for tomorrow. So we should have more sun available, and I think our batteries will be in pretty good shape after today.
Tomorrow's conditions should suit Cal State LA with their fast car, but they've lost 4 hours.
We're probably better than we could be. We could be stuck in the road. We were lucky that we could get the car running, and our motor controller, two of them blew up, and we got back on the road.
Day 2. And once again, the top three are racing toward the sun that's been predicted for the afternoon. Only minutes separate Michigan, Pomona, and George Washington, although the stragglers are now 12 hours behind. Under full power conditions, George Washington's lightweight car could be faster than Pomona or Michigan. So today, GW makes a push for the lead. Pomona manages to keep up, and soon they're both out ahead, running at top speed, about 45 miles an hour. Right on schedule, Pomona and George Washington run into the predicted afternoon sun. Michigan's now running third. It's probably the most energy-efficient car with the best range. But when the sun's out and batteries are full, it can lose on speed. And sure enough, Michigan lost day 2 to Pomona, who was now only 1 minute behind overall. Pomona came in ahead of GW as well.
We were pushing it there at the end, just running our own race basically. Jockeying around a little bit with Michigan and GW. And right at the end, it wasn't until the last 2 miles that GW had a problem. They hit their little wheels, got caught in a rut right in town here, and just stopped them right down. And we happened to be just coming up on the right side, and frankly didn't look back.
Coming in fourth today, Cal State LA, pulling up from 17th place to 7th. Although they're still hours behind the leaders.
A lot better than yesterday. We've been running hard. Hope to get some sunshine though. We're really depending on it now. But we're really happy with how the car is performing.
Day 3. Sunny conditions forecast all day. It'll be another close race among the leading cars. And things are getting tense.
At this point, it's a really, really close race. We have a chance to get back into the lead. I mean, we're a half hour behind because of what happened yesterday afternoon. We can do this. We have a really good sunny day car. And as far as our strategy goes, it's got to stay confidential.
It's going to be bad in the morning, huh?
Tomorrow looks bad.
Yeah, it is. And that, drive on the high side of what we give them. Don't be always having us having to push them up in speed.
As day 3 begins, Cal State strategists have their eye on tomorrow. There are storms moving in, and when that happens, accurate weather forecasts and energy budgeting will become critical.
And you are going to make a left. Then forward.
But for today, the strategy is simple. Use up everything, because there'll be plenty of sun to recharge with when they arrive.
That's what we're doing here, is trying to set the speed of the car and adjust it along the way to make sure that when we end up the day, we've just used up all of our batteries and we don't have anything left, but we haven't had to stop before we get to the finish line.
Today, Cal State LA hopes to use their speed to move up through the pack. Soon after the start, they get past George Washington. But it's going to be a frustrating day. A minor problem to fix, and GW repasses. A few miles down the road, the two trade places again. And again, a few miles later. Cal State's a match for third place GW, but overall, they're still several hours behind after their first day disaster. By evening, Pomona, Michigan, and GW are still the top three. Day 4. With storms moving in, it's going to be a day for the strategists. How far down can the batteries be run? Will there be sun to recharge later? The leaders head out with confidence, but holding their cards close to their chests.
If you were to ask me about the state of the battery charge, I don't think I'd give you a straight answer. You could ask me probably 3 times and I might give you 3 different answers.
And that's where the guessing game is right now. Where is everybody, what their state of charge is? Because once the clouds come up, it's your batteries that are going to make you win the race.
It's clear the fast cars are going to try to stay ahead of the weather. By midday, almost the whole field has been caught by the storm. All except 6 of the cars have run their batteries down and have to trailer to the finish, incurring big time penalties under the race rules. But the leaders who made it in were rewarded not with sunlight, but cloud cover. Today's run fast, charge later strategy had depended on accurate forecasting.
That's basically what we were basing things on, was to get out fast and get past what was going to be fairly bad weather around noontime and then get out and get here and charge, but the charge here is not so good.
Cal State LA won today's leg, but things don't look good for tomorrow.
We're hoping for some light. We really need it, and it might be a race where who can get further down the road and trailer in the least amount of miles.
Over at the Michigan camp, they're not giving anything away.
We really aren't too concerned with the weather. We pretty much always know what it is. So whatever the conditions are, we deal with them.
All right, we got rain to the southwest. Get everything up and ready to go.
If you think this should be enough to stop any solar car, think again. As race time approaches, here comes Michigan.
9 o'clock start. 9 o'clock start.
Within an hour, everybody's either crawling along on their last few watts of battery power, or they've ground to a halt. Except, that is, for Michigan. They're still running. So, first into Des Moines at the end of the leg, it's the Iowa State car. That's right, but it cost them a huge penalty for installing fresh batteries. The real winner today was Michigan, the only car apart from Iowa not to trailer in and get a penalty.
Oh my gosh, it pays it all back. I'm just so excited, so happy. This is the man who did it too. I'm just so happy. I can't believe we actually made it. I kept on praying in the car, saying, come on, keep it going. I was doing sun dances and everything.
Suddenly, it's a different race. Before, just minutes separated the leaders. But now Michigan has a massive 2 hours in hand. With Sun all the way for the last 2 legs, the next 3 cars managed to chip a few minutes off Michigan's lead. But only some major failure can change things now. Energy efficiency, planning, strategy, weather forecasting. Michigan had simply done everything a bit better. And that's what won them the race.